Hello and welcome back to Coach Bill's Sports Show. As always, I'm Coach Bill. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get into today's show. We got our Week 11 rankings. So, if it's your first time with us, we go through our rankings based on our algorithm. We do some honorable mentions, kind of shake down how everybody is, and then we say at the end what the playoff picture's kind of looking like so far. So, first things first. Honorable mentions. Boom. All right, so honorable mentions. We got Cincinnati, Wake Forest, Louisville. Excuse me, not Louisville, Illinois. Florida and Liberty. Florida steadily coming back to life, which is good to see. Wake Forest definitely slipping, which is unfortunate. But still not at either of those teams that I want to see in a bowl game. Let's go ahead and get to top 25. Number 25, we got the Florida State Seminoles. We got 24 is Kentucky. 23 is Purdue. 22 is UNC. 21 is Notre Dame. UNC is steadily climbing. Win streaks are win streaks, and they definitely help. But we're not going to really see UNC jump very much until the ACC championship game. That's honestly going to be where we learn a lot about UNC. So looking forward to it. Florida State, congratulations. Early in the season looked rough for y'all, but coming back, coming strong. I love seeing it. Kentucky, hey, guess what? It's basketball season, guys. Thanks for coming out. So, 2016, UCLA, Texas, USC, Oklahoma State, and Minnesota. USC is the only one on this list that still has a shot at their conference championship. Even though they are this low, they still have a shot. Texas starting to wane a little bit with a loss to TCU, but staying in there strong. Oklahoma State's got a big one this weekend against Oklahoma. Number 20 and number 18 there. Going to play each other. So we'll have some moving and some shaking before the next rankings. Number 15, we got UCF making their first appearance on the board here. Big win against Tulane on the road for them. Another one, climbing, Washington. 13, Penn State. 14, Utah. Number 11, Ole Miss. Unfortunately, lost to Alabama. Sucks. But fortunately enough, it was Alabama, so you didn't really tumble too far. But now we got all that aside. Let's get into the top 10. It's where I'm excited to be. It's where everybody else wants to be too. Number 10, the LSU Tigers. SEC West champions, LSU Tigers. Congratulations. Outside of the Florida State game and the Tennessee game where you got drubbed, y'all have played some solid ball this year. Been able to find some wins in some tough spots. So congratulations, LSU. Congratulations. Let's keep it moving. Number 9, we got Oregon. Oregon Ducks. They still got an outside shot at their championship game. Definitely got to keep winning out. Hopefully have a couple people lose. That'll help them out. But Oregon's still doing some things. Bo Nix up there. Yeah, they had a rough game against Washington, but nobody can stay perfect. You can't stay on a high forever. So, number 8. Ooh, tried to skip you there. Number 8, Michigan. For Michigan, essentially, this always comes down to one game for them. Beat Ohio State. It's that simple. You beat Ohio State, you make the playoffs. You lose to Ohio State, you don't make the playoffs. Pretty simple to me. Number 7, Kansas State. Kansas State's been doing some stuff this year. Honestly, they'd be the story of the Big 12 if TCU didn't exist. But Kansas State's looking good. Going to have a solid couple people returning next year. So Kansas State doesn't look like they're really going anywhere. The only thing to worry about is if Kansas State loses their head coach. But, that can always happen. Somebody that's going to be looking for some changes. Number 6, Clemson. Still decent year. You lost to Notre Dame. Your college football playoff chances have really taken a hard hit. But still a decent year. Still have a shot at the ACC championship. Still going to make a very decent bowl if you don't make the playoffs. So, still not a bad year for Clemson. I don't agree with all these people that are coming out saying they need to sit DJ. DJ is giving them the best chance to win right now. Cade gives them a better chance in the future. And I think once you put him through a full season and he gets some weight on him, gets used to the game at that speed, he's going to be doing phenomenal things for Clemson. I just don't think it's right now. I think you ride with DJ through the remainder of the season. Number 5, Ohio State. Again, just like Michigan. You win against your rival, you're into the playoffs. It's as simple as that. You're undefeated. You beat your rival. You get into the playoffs. Because nobody's really going to confront you coming from the other side of your conference. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I think the Big Ten needs to look at what the Pac-12 and the Big 12 are doing and say, you know what? Maybe we don't need an Ohio State-Purdue matchup. Maybe we don't need an Ohio State-Indiana or Illinois matchup to be our conference championship game when the best game of the season is the week before when Ohio State plays Michigan. Maybe set it up so they can play twice. Ooh, crazy ideas. But you're telling me that the revenue from that wouldn't be enough to start putting some extra money into kids' pockets? Would definitely help out your entire league if the two best teams played each other for the championship. I know it's a crazy idea. Absolutely crazy. But that's where we're at nowadays. Crazy ideas. Ohio State, it's as simple as you win, you get in. Number 4, Alabama. Unfortunately, you can't win and get in. But as long as you don't have people opting out, you're going to be scary to play. I think Ole Miss saw that this week. And there's a lot of continual buy-in that's really been pleasant to see from Alabama, because typically this would be the point in an Alabama season where you see kind of that start to come in. They know the SEC championship's out. They know the playoffs probably out. So now they're just kind of playing for... They still have a shot at a New Year's Six bowl game, but it's not a great New Year's Six. Maybe December 30th bowl game, but who knows? You are Alabama. Your name carries a lot of weight. And to see the kids still putting in effort on the field is wonderful to see. Somebody who does have a chance, but doesn't control their own destiny. Number 3, University of Tennessee. Was announced yesterday. The uniforms for the South Carolina game, love it. White pants, white top, orange helmet. Can't wait to see that. But you got to win. You got to win big if you're Tennessee. South Carolina, you got to beat them bad. Vanderbilt, you got to beat them bad. And then hope the committee likes you better than somebody else. I think as a one-loss team with your victories that you've had, your only loss being to the number 1 overall Georgia, I think you still have a chance to make it in as a one-loss team. I think you're the best one-loss team that we'll have available. It just depends on how much they put on the conference championship, whether or not somebody can jump you. But if you go strictly off a resume, strictly off of ranked wins, what you've seen on the field, Tennessee should make the playoffs. But they don't control their own destiny. The only thing they can control is win out. And that's what you got to do, Tennessee. Win out. Somebody else? TCU, number 2. The Horned Frogs. Big win in Texas this weekend. Big win. First win in a little while. They haven't had to come from behind to win. Closer game, tighter game, a little bit more of a defensive game, which was good to see. Still undefeated. I think as long as they stay undefeated and win their conference championship, they'll make the playoffs. Sorry about that. What we've seen from the committee in the past is if you're an undefeated conference champion, you're probably going to get in. So, keep on winning, TCU. Go Horned Frogs. Number 1, Georgia. We don't really have to say much else. Georgia's number 1. You're defending national champions. You're going to be undefeated until the SEC championship game. And then if you beat LSU, you're going to get the number 1 ranking. It's as simple as that. Georgia has just shown they are Georgia, and they're dominant. So let's take a look at our tiers. So they've definitely changed a little bit, definitely kind of condensed a little bit. So we have our playoff teams. Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, and Tennessee are my 4 playoff teams. And the teams that there's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Michigan, USC, Clemson, LSU. So let's go with Michigan first. Michigan, you beat Ohio State, you're in. That's as simple as that. Ohio State falls out. USC, you need to go undefeated for the rest of the season, win your conference championship, and I think if TCU takes a loss, in particular if they take a loss and don't win their conference championship, you could see somebody like USC, Michigan, Clemson sneak into that 4 spot and Tennessee move into a 3. Clemson, same as USC, keep winning, win your conference championship. Hope TCU takes a loss. I think if Ohio State loses and Michigan gets in there, I think if Michigan is undefeated, TCU takes a loss. There's a couple things that can happen there. The real wild card is LSU. If you win the SEC championship, LSU, you still got a chance to make it. I think a 2-loss LSU team that is a conference champion would make the playoffs. Now, I think that scenario, you would have Ohio State at 1, TCU at 2, considering if both teams just won out. Number 3 would probably be Georgia. Number 4 would be LSU. And that would be a Cinderella story for the ages if that happened. Do I think it's happening? No. I don't think LSU has enough firepower or enough anything, really, to beat Georgia. But you never know. That's why we play the games. So there's still a chance. There is still a chance for LSU. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely helps the channel here. It helps us out. We'd love to take this full time, do this more often. But right now, got bills to pay. So, doing this in our free time, we just love it here. And we hope you're liking it too. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Ready, break.